Welcome to week 2 of the Kick-Ass No Excuses Bootcamp. We're going to show you everything, a quick overview on how to get started in internet marketing and setting up a system that's going to make you passive, long-term income, no tricks, no gimmicks, none of this quick fix, push button, 3-click software crap that's going to open floodgates of millions overnight. We're going to set up real businesses, real systems, passive income that you can actually enjoy doing so you're not hating yourself. Because again, if you're going to create something for yourself, a passion, a business that you don't enjoy, then you might as well get a job and let someone else pay you to do something you don't enjoy. We want to enjoy what we do. That's what that laptop lifestyle is all about. So we are going to move right on to week 2. So here we're going to cover all of the things leading up to how to appeal to your audience, what you're going to be creating, niching down, and all that other good stuff we'll get into. But first, let's recap week 1. So last week, we went over various different ideas and ways and sites to come up with different ideas that are unique, stand out, and ultimately fun or have a benefit for you directly. Because again, no sense in setting up something. There's plenty of businesses that you had to set up these quick, niche-y sites that just dominate or try to take advantage of some random market thing, and then you end up like me, where I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I had a site, and I had all these niche sites. I had one about hemming pants. I tell the story that's when I lost it and deleted everything, even sites that were making money. But I had a teeth whitening site, I had a depression site, and I did some research and found out that there was a long tail keyword with lots of searches with no competition on how to hem pants. So yes, I even had howtohempants.com, and that's when I was like, all right, what the heck am I doing? This is ridiculous, and decided to find a way to come up with systems about doing things I actually enjoyed, because it was miserable trying to come up with content and marketing. It was absolutely miserable. So if you're setting something up and you are not enjoying it, you are doing it wrong. That is not the laptop lifestyle. So a couple of the ways we talked about last week, one of my favorites was solving one of your own problems. And it's kind of obvious why that's one of my favorites, because it has the added benefit of solving one of your own problems. So something you've actually been needing help with or wanting to do, you find a way to solve your own problem, and then, hopefully there's other people who actually have the same problem, then you get to share your expertise and knowledge. So it's a 2-for-1. So now we're going to move right along into, if you've already done that, you've got your ideas, you've done some research, and you have kind of the broad level idea of what you're going to go into. Now we're going to get specific and get into the fun stuff. So first thing we're going to talk about is how will you appeal? Now that you've already got your main broad topic down, now you've got figured out whatever it is you're going to pick. Passion, we talked about the passion niches, and hobbyists like golf and tattoo, and people who have that crazy funny money, or pain, which is like nonfiction, like info marketing or anything like that, where you're going to find a problem that people are having or solving, or pleasure, anything with, like movie going and stuff like that, that are done for pleasure. Now that you've figured out what your main idea is going to be, you're going to build an idea around that. So, hold on, this is going way out of order. Well, I thought I was going to be able to do it with one take. Now I already have to move stuff around. Gonna have to edit. That was not in the right order. All right, this is later. All right, that message just got typed into the wrong section. I'm going to put it somewhere so I remember. and we'll move that in later. All right. So we're going to build an idea around it. So we pick your main topic, we'll build an idea around it. So places to look for ideas. So we went over this briefly last week when we were looking for the main top-level idea. But now we're going to really start digging into what is popular, what is interesting, what is it that people are really, really looking for. And I had all these tabs open at first, and I was going to show you each one of these sites. But I feel like it's self-explanatory and that we can all do that on our own. We can go to Trend Watcher, Trend Hunter, your Facebook feed, and things like that, and find out what's popular. So I'm going to I decided I would just show you real life examples instead of just going right to these sites. So Google Trends, obviously, this is one where you can just put in your search term and see it at a glance. So I'll do that one really quick just so you can see it. Some people may not have used Google Trends, Google Insights, or any of that good stuff. So I will just pull that up just for the sake of doing it really quick. And we can show this. So for example, one of the examples I'm doing, so this is googletrends.com. One example that I was kind of doing as a case study for this was I was looking at using my own passion and interest, which is in poker. One of my many interests I have is in poker, and that's Texas Hold'em, because for a while I was really, really good at it. I got, I studied it, read the books, got coaching, everything, and I got, better than average really fast. So a while back when we were living in Vegas, those years, I was actually we lived off of my poker earnings for almost a year, just straight up playing full-time every day, either at the casino, online, or whatever. So, and then I finally got to use that in real-life scenarios, which was awesome while we lived in North Carolina. It's kind of like the MMA fighter who hopes that one day he gets into a bar fight just to be able to use some of the stuff he learned. In North Carolina, we had a group of friends that used to do poker night every week. So I used to call it free money and food night, because they would make, they would always cook and have a bunch of food and have drinks. And like 99% of the time, I left with all of the money from everyone. It was almost not fair. But it was still fun. People go. It was like low $5 or $10 buy-ins when it was a big deal. So poker is one of my passions because I would say I'm moderately good at it. Not pro, maybe one day, but I'm good. So I was coming in here to check this as maybe a poker site. It hits all the other criteria. It's a business, an industry where people don't mind spending money. It's obviously something people will spend crazy money in because it's gambling, and it has that rush, it has that excitement, it has that addiction. And say if I wanted to sell products or merchandise or even coaching on poker, it's something people would not mind spending money, just like, stock trading or whatever. You're not going to, when you're looking for poker coaching, you're not going to go and try to find the $7 product to learn poker when you're going to go sit down at the table with $1,000 cash each night anyway. So it kind of checks all the boxes as a viable industry. So I was just coming to Google Trends to see how the trend was looking, and I was seeing it was kind of interesting that you can see clearly that it's kind of a dying trend. Back when the big bubble was 2005, 6, 7, when it became popular and was on TV, World Series of Poker and all that, everyone was getting into it. But now you can see it's steadily been down right there. So even though it checks all the other boxes, people are spending money on it. It's exciting. People love it. It almost seems, irresponsible to go into a niche that clearly has a downward trend like this. I even did a couple of the other searches. So this takes all of, 5 seconds to come and validate your topic. I did, online poker, I think I did. And same thing. You can see it's going down. It's clearly going down. What about just poker in general? Poker in general, the search term for poker in general is just, the interest is just going way down. So if I know if I'm maybe want to try poker coach, now look at this one. Now this one's fascinating. 2007, everyone was looking for a poker coach. Now, not so much. It's not as bad as the other ones as far as the trend dropping straight down. Poker coach is a little bit more inspiring and reassuring because it's level. It's, you know, semi-stable, you know, throughout these last few years. There's a couple of threes right there. But for the most part, there was a spike here, and it's no longer going down and slanted. It's kind of just leveled off. So about the same interest as it was here in poker coaching as it is now. Yeah, a little bit less, but it's more stable than if I was going after, it doesn't keep it. If I was going after online poker or Texas Hold'em in general and stuff like that. So I wanted to show that because, you know, even though it's an obvious one for a lot of people who are watching this, who are internet marketers, you already know Google Trends, it still can be overlooked sometimes, but it's something I can just, at a glance, you know, at a quick glance, I can tell poker in general has a downtrend going, but poker coaching seems a little bit stable. So it's interesting. We're still going to come back to that. Reddit, you can get lost on Reddit for hours. There's so many different things in there. Remember, right now you're just looking, you've got your main topic. So now you're searching your main topic, your broad level, your weight loss, your poker, your tattoo, whatever it is that your main topic is, and you're digging into it to see what are the main subtopics people are talking about, what's currently hot in that market. You know, what products are people buying, what subjects are they talking about, what are pain points if you're going after information products, who's in the news, all kinds of this stuff you can find on Reddit, Trend Watcher, Trend Hunter, popular Facebook pages. That's again, so for the poker example, I went to, you know, the popular poker magazine Facebook pages, and I just scanned it. It took me seconds to scan what people are talking about. And, you know, one of the main things is, you know, 2012, the big scandal, a rule came out, regulations, and they basically killed the U.S. market for online poker. Well, there's lots of cases and things that are going on right now that are possibly bringing that back. So if they bring that back to the U.S., it's going to be wide open again for crazy, crazy money. Market's going to go crazy. So scanning that quickly, I found out that that's a certain buzz topic. So, you know, I could build a whole thing around coming back to that. So, you know, find whatever pages are popular, scan what their posts are, what are their most popular ones. And it seems obvious, but people ignore this. If you want to know what's currently selling or interest or what people are wanting in your market, just go to who's ever on the pulse of the industry and see what people are talking about. It's not a whole lot of rocket science to go with it. And again, I said I know I probably have a lot of marketers on this list. Yes, all of what I'm saying works for internet marketing. If you're trying to look for an information product to sell, say, on like Warrior Forum or ClickBank product or something like that, it's the exact same process. I just said I wanted to give you something new and different because I have tons of content about that stuff already on my site, and I already have courses upon courses teaching this stuff, and I don't want to rehash and, you know, kind of teach the same thing again. So that stuff's already there. So I'm trying to open your eyes and let you learn different ways to do stuff that are fun. Because for the most part, most people get into internet marketing because of the ideas of just making money, and they pick a niche on whatever is hot and selling, like YouTube marketing or Twitter marketing or something like that. It's not because they're passionate about Twitter. It's because it's something that's hot, and that's what they end up teaching. And then after a while, you end up feeling like I was with the Him Pants site, and you're not enjoying it as much anymore because you just got into it for the money. This is why I want to reverse engineer that, and I want you to go into things where you have passion. So another one is watch count. That's similar to like Amazon's movers and shakers and current deals, and lets you know what kind of hot products. So watch count is a site that will tell you what is the hottest, most sold, most watched products on eBay at the time. Springwise is another one that is like one of the ones we mentioned on week 1. That's like a product review site and things that are exciting. So you can just scan that site for a few minutes and get so many ideas bouncing off your head like I do that you just kind of go crazy. So this is where you dig down and find what's popular and find that one real specific thing you want to get into. So I do want to run through a ton of examples of people who got it right. So we're going to do that right now. These are people who I feel, and there's many, and this list can go on for days. I can just keep going on with this, but these are people who I think got this process so down, meaning their niche is specific, it's fun, it's exciting, it has shareable content, it has, the ability to go viral, it has people talking about it. I always say, you said before, if it passes that Facebook shareable test, because that marketing stuff, how to drive traffic to through Twitter, and people are sharing it on Facebook. I'm not going to reshare your 3 tips for Twitter traffic to my Facebook feed because my mom and dad don't need to see that. So these are things that are all shareable, like in so many ways that, if you can nail this, then your traffic, you don't have to worry about it. Why not pick a topic that people are happy to share? Think about that before you get into it. So these are people I think, man, have it so dialed in that you can learn a lot just by looking for these examples. That's what I said I would do instead of going through all the sites from above. And showing examples, I'm just going to show you ones that I just pulled up, really quickly. It didn't take me more than a little bit just finding it on my own right now. So we're going to pull a few of these up because it is exciting. Make sure that it's working. Okay. Still see my screen? Good, good, good. So this is people I want to punch in the throat. Let's see what goes down. People I want to punch in the throat. This is exciting for so many reasons. It's a funny site. It's catchy. As soon as you hear the name, you may want to share that, even without reading what the post or site is about. You may want to share this just because it's something funny and you want to, be saying. But this started out as a book. Hopefully this is the Amazon link. But this started out as a book she did called I Just Want to Pee Alone instead of I Just Want to Be Alone. And the first book kind of took off, and then she changed it and started using her branding around it. Here it is. And then she came out with book 2 because the first one took off, called I Still Just Want to Pee Alone. And there was 3 books in the series, and then that took off. And then when she did People I Want to Punch in the Throat, it really, really just went viral in the last year. So she actually changed her author name to Jen of People I Want to Punch in the Throat. So now you can find Facebook pages or stuff all over the place. Her Twitter profile is Jen of People I Want to Punch in the Throat. So this is just awesome because I don't even have to scan the site. I don't even have to read the book blurb. I don't have to do anything for you to already kind of get an idea of what the site is about, if it's funny, and you know right away, are you going to share the content or do you want to learn more? It's just funny. I love this one. The second one is homosexual animal prevention. This is so freaking hilarious to me. So this is someone who has rear butt covers for your cat and dog. She created and branded that and got on this blog. Someone wrote a whole post about her, and it just took off. What she's really selling is a sticker, and what she's really doing is making fun of, if you read the backstory, it's really just kind of satire and poking fun at the way people are kind of reactive towards homosexuals and how they think it's a disease and how you can cure it. So she started this thing with, that's working the same for animals, homosexual prevention, by putting these stickers on animals' butts. So she started selling them on Etsy, $5 for this sticker that probably got a pack of 100 of those for 50 cents. And she's selling them because they are now marketed as animal, cat and dog homosexual prevention stickers. How awesome is that, right? That's what I mean by when you're understanding your market. So obviously there's some animal lovers who will be in on that. There's some gay rights people who are going to be in on this. It's just there's so many different angles that she did her research that this just took off. And now she's starting to brand it and go out with other products that can prevent homosexuality, and it's kind of funny. I think it's funny anyway. That's just my sense of humor. But what seems more fun to wake up every day, and is it offline client consulting for local businesses trying to get them to rank their websites doing SEO, or selling homosexual butt stickers prevention for your pets and dogs on websites, to selling stickers, and then on your Facebook page posting silly comics and funny stuff and just laughing all day long. I mean, come on, what really sounds more fun? What do you really want to do? No one really wants to do that SEO stuff for that offline client and ranking websites. Come on. There might be 1 out of 1,000 who actually enjoys it, but you do it because you get good at it, and other people need it done, not because you're passionate and you love it and it's fun. Nothing about ranking websites is fun. The next one is Art to Self. This is a lady I found a little while ago. I think she found a good crossover between art, so she's appealing to artists, but also self-help type deal. So she provides inspiration through your own art. So she kind of inspires people to try out their own art and do their own things, and then ties in inspiration, motivation, and great stories behind it. It's a really cool market. And she's got a pretty decent following and has some stuff for sale, and she's doing well. So that's Art to Self. That's another one that I think really did a great job. Next one is Lithographs. I'm trying to give you a wide range here of all kinds of different things, from humor to IM to poker to gambling and all kinds of stuff, to downright ludicrous with homosexual animal prevention. So that you can see a variety of what's possible out there. My only goal for this course is to open your mind so you don't feel like you're stuck doing the same thing as everyone else. Lithographs, I don't even know how to spell it. I mean, how it's pronounced, but they have all kinds of products on here. But one of their coolest ones, I think, was the start, one of their first products, and then, of course, you can branch out later. It was putting entire books on T-shirts. It's pretty funny, right? All they're doing is they actually have the entire book. So this one is Sherlock Holmes, I think, Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. The entire book is printed on the shirt. That is really, really, really tiny font. And here's zooming in. You can see the entire book is written out on the shirt. It's silly, yet it took off because it's unique. It's different. It's cool. Who would think to put the entire book on one shirt? I wouldn't even know how you read it. What happens when you start wrapping around armpits and back? Which does it go all the way around? Where do you hit the return? Anyway, you may not like it. You may think it's a stupid idea, but there's people who think it's a brilliant idea, and it works. And they have a lot of other stuff they've branched out to after that. But this is just a cool idea. You don't have to spend any money to start this. You can do a print on demand, get your template or whatever sent over to one of the sites that do print on demand, and you don't pay any money until the shirt sells. So when the shirt sells for $34, your cost may be $22. So they pay you first, you take the $34, you order the shirt and mail it to them, you pay the $22, and you keep the difference. It's like zero risk print-on-demand merchandise business. This is just one idea that just took off. Like, what if we put an entire book on the shirt? Great idea. Next one is Tut. I love this one just because he's one of my favorite authors. Been following for a while. This is Mike Dooley's site. He's the author of Thoughts Become Things. He was in The Secret and all that good stuff, and you got to see him live before. He kind of goes all over pretty often and speaks. And he's just a funny, cool dude. So the site is called Tut, TUT.com, because he started out selling totally unique T-shirts. That's what TUT stood for. And then he did this thing where he was writing these notes to his email list as if he was the universe speaking to them, and it took off. People loved his newsletter to get his note from the universe. So here's an example. People who are given to, people who care are cared for, and people who love or still run faster to empire, eat healthier, tend to live in cottages and are happy with friends as they're alone, climb more trees, skip when they could walk, kiss when they could talk, take the odd Friday off, experience faster manifestations are really popular with animals, love, baby, the universe. But he personalizes them. When you sign up, you fill out these little questionnaire that has some of your goals, things you want to accomplish, and a lot of extensive personal stuff that you forget you filled out. And not just like name and email. So yeah, everyone knows you can put in, hey, James, in the email so that it says each person's name. You put name. Well, he does really good with his notes from the universe is randomly throwing in the facts you told about yourself. So I may have wrote down a goal of, let's say, losing 5 pounds that I don't remember writing when I signed up 6 months ago. And he doesn't use every one in every email, so you forget them. It's done really well. So you'll get one email that says, the universe is shining down on you. You'll skip when you could walk, kiss when you could talk. And who knows, maybe those 5 pounds will just melt off without you knowing. Like, he throws those in, those things that you're in, that emails feel really, really personal, as if the universe, God, higher source, whatever you want to call it, if you believe in that, is speaking to you. So that is a really, really small sub-segment of personal development, self-help, law of attraction niche, and I think he's nailed it. He's got an audience. It may not be, Brazilian people in the bigger niches, but he's doing well with a small sub-segment that started out selling unique T-shirts with just sayings like that on the shirt, and then it just kept branching out. Next one is Morning Head, which is another funny one, but he's doing well. This guy is selling a product to cure morning head. So it's basically a super, I love the tagline, who loves morning head? Who doesn't love morning head? It is, I was going to play the video for you, but you can just watch it later. It's morninghead.com. But it's basically saying guys wake up and they have their morning bad hair and they don't know how to fix it, and trying to wet their hair in the sink was a big pain and all that stuff. So instead he came up with this washable thing that you stick on, you pour water in it like this, so you can see from the picture. You add water in here in this like shower cap, basically a shower cap with a towel in it. You pour a bunch of water in it, put it on your head, rub it around, and now your hair is pretty much fixed just by using this thing. Probably cost him $2 to make. Probably cost him $2 to get this prototype made. He sells them for $10. I'm sure he's making a ton of profit, because something like this created costs nothing. I mean, look how simple that is to manufacture and ship. Shower cap with a towel in it. It's just really cool. He found a problem that people were having that was, he says, making so much mess in the morning when he was trying to get ready. He said you either have to shower again in order to fix your hair. And so he found a problem, came up with a solution. And his whole site is just around that one product. It's a really, really good idea. Next one is, this is a site, Shut Up and Take My Money. Now this site is great for someone who got it right, and it's also great for product ideas. Love this site. It's another one of my favorites. It's a site that just lists a bunch of things for sale. That's what you want. You want a marketplace that just sells stuff. So he finds the most unique and random stuff on the internet, like a Nintendo game flask, or everything you need inside survive an attack of the Walking Dead survival kit. I mean, that's a funny novelty item. So it's just basically novelty stuff. Yoda, welcome Matt, welcome you are. A zombie hammer, someone probably had that created. That's probably selling like crazy, $79. Now this I would get. Espresso machine for the car that sits in the cup holder and works off the cigarette lighter. You can have an espresso right there at any time. Gigantic spatula for flipping 4 burgers at once. Twinkie maker. Someone manufactured a Twinkie maker. Iron Man motorcycle helmet. So this gives you so many ideas of things that you can build your site around. Chocolate in the shape of an anus. I don't know why you'd want to use that, but a backpack that turns into a hammock. So I think this is great. A great site you need to save. Shut Up and Take My Money. It is great for an example of someone who nailed the market, and great for ideas for coming up with things you may want to build your site around. Binocular flask, another good one. Protect your eyes from the sun without limiting your field of view. The shade for the top. Bluetooth smart lock for your door that's controlled by your phone, so you'll never be locked out of your house. I mean, these are just great ideas. So you can do a site around home security, unique home security, and have a whole blog around that, and then build all your campaign towards selling this one product or something similar and creating your own. And these are just listed on Amazon. He's not even the creator of these products. He's just listing them as an affiliate. And this site gets so much traffic. So all he did was find the most unique and random products and list them on his site called Shut Up and Take My Money. How brilliant is that, right? He's making tons of money just finding cool things on the internet and compiling them or curating them all on one site. Hopefully you're liking some of these ideas. Like I said, this is just to get your mind really to stop thinking like everyone else and do something different. So this is one of my favorite sites ever. I freaking love science. Probably not pronounced like that, but I don't know how many followers this Facebook page has. I know it's in the millions. But it's really just a science site. Same thing like this. It's a curation of the coolest things you can think of that are related to science right now. So, hen lays a giant egg with something pretty strange inside. Rare quadruple rainbow spotted. Mysteries of dark energy speeds up the universe. How poo-sniffing detective dogs can save gorillas. 5 deadly parasites that have crossed the globe. It's just interesting topics in science if you're into that sort of stuff. So here's the quadruple rainbow. Rare found. The math of one-night stands in long-term relationships. So that's science. How fish fossils can help us build better submarines. I saw one the other day that said they had just found some more fossilized dinosaur eggs again. They don't have a search function. I was going to try to find it, but so this is completely niched down. There it is. Dinosaur eggs. There it is. So I saw this story the other day, and I just thought it was crazy fascinating. It's things on here that are just super, super fascinating. He hasn't monetized with ads and some other stuff on the site too, but I have my ad blocker on, so all this empty space and all that you see is usually where ads would be. Right here too, but I have that turned on, so it's kind of blocked off. But anyway, another site that I think has done a fantastic job of finding a small segment of the market and giving them exactly what they want. And then my poker idea, so just looking at products that you can build the site around. So you have like t-shirts and merchandise ideas I got from Shut Up and Take My Money. I love this one. So from far away, I'm probably going to get this shirt. From far away, it says, I love my wife. You know, if you're just glancing at it. But you zoom in, and it says, I love it when my wife lets me play poker. I love this shirt. So if I'm thinking about doing a poker site, maybe poker coaching, maybe poker merchandise, this might be a crossover between poker and relationships. So I could probably find, if I did the research and there was a problem with, you know, people who play poker full time and dealing with that with being married or with kids or something like that, maybe there's a relationship and full-time poker people or gambling angle or something that can find a crossover. If there was, this shirt would fit in perfect, so I could really do that. This other one, I like this one. It's a completely different angle. I bought this shirt with your money. So this one's more of the smack talking and getting owned or whatever they call it that goes on in poker. So that would be a completely different angle. So sometimes looking at the products and what's selling and other websites and looking at Etsy and Pinterest popular stuff and other Facebook pages or the movers and shakers and stuff like that that are selling will give you the ideas for a sub market to go into. So don't just say, for me example, I'm not just going to say I'm going to make a poker site. It's going to be everything about poker, because that will be a miserable failure because you'll just look like any other poker site. You need to be specific in the beginning and have a plan. So I could be poker and relationships, and you know, there's so many different topics and sub things I can go into there, or build it around one specific product and then branch out later. Here's another one if you're going to reverse it and go with the product first. This is a product I saw, Movers and Shakers, that was doing really well. It is a coffee mug with a tea bag on the side. So this is someone who found a problem and solved it. So it's people who are liking to drink tea, and you leave it in the glass, the tea bag, and you let it steep. And if you don't have the saucer and you just have the mug and you're walking around with it, then it's like, where do you put the tea bag if you're out? You know, tea drinkers know that struggle. If you're a tea drinker, this would highly, highly, highly be targeted to you. So seeing that this is a hot product, I can then reverse engineer this thing and go, all right, maybe is there a little community of tea lovers out there, and what are some of the things that they're interested in? So I would see this product and go backwards and go, maybe I can build a site around tea, and then this product would be one of the main things that solves a specific problem, and I can build a lot of things around just this one product for my first full campaign. I'd probably sell a ton of this mug if I wanted to, if I got the marketing right. So that is a few of the examples I wanted to show you, as well as, hold on. I was trying to go to my own poker idea. And then I wanted to show you really quick a few sections of Reddit that I had open. So these are two sections that you can find so many ideas and where I found a bunch of stuff. There's a question. It has 2,261 comments. Find this thread, or I'll put the link somewhere if you can see it above. What is one product under $20 that you recommend everyone buy? You have Oh, this is a 2026 upvote. You have 7,000 comments, and here's the top 200. You can find so many ideas and topics. Just look at what someone's posted and which one has the most points. So let's just read a few of these. I have not read these, so if it's offensive what I read, let you know that Reddit people have no filter. So a small set of screwdrivers, with them and the internet, you'd be surprised at how much you can fix, which saves you a lot of money in the long run. So many ideas right there. You know, it could be a DIY site. It could be something like screwdrivers and duct tape. Like that might even be the domain name if I was going to do this. I would buy the domain something like screwdrivers and duct tape, and then it would be all around simple fixes with minimal tools. So, you know, I would show something like how someone changed a car battery with, you know, just a screwdriver and a hammer or something like that, showing how you don't need a big budget to get some, you know, manly tool stuff created and done. So that would be a great site. Doesn't just have to be screwdrivers, but just from the title of the domain, screwdrivers and duct tape, I think people would kind of get the idea of what it's about. It's about simple fixes without needing a pro and all kinds of stuff like that. And this is the top voted one, so that means there's some interest there. See what the next one is. That set includes Torx and Better Off. All right. Next one is, this one has 2,400 points. A fire extinguisher. You probably won't ever use it, but if you do need it someday, it will be worth the $20. So that may or may not spark an idea. Home safety, or something called, you know, the lucky fire extinguisher, or something like the one you may never use. So it's something about prevention, and you can list all the things that you may never use in your life, or hope you never have to use it, but that does save lives. Kind of like that window shatterer thing that everybody keeps in their car, or pepper spray, or that body whistle, or all these things that, you know, the title called "I Hope I Never Need It" or something like that. .com was something that came to mind right there. So you could just list a bunch of the coolest products on Earth that are things you hope you never have to need, but that are kind of cool. And, you know, fire extinguisher and all that would fit in that category. I mean, I just went through 2 of these already, and I got 2 sites that I could build and know that would probably make a decent amount of money. I'm going to go random and go one more just to see. That one's too long. I'm not going to read that. Carbon monoxide detector. That's more safety. That will go into the fire extinguisher one. Jumper cables and smoke alarm, fire extinguishers. See this one. Spray bottle. You can buy them at the dollar store, but in my family and on my dorm, mine is getting something borrowed. Used for cleaning, ironing, doing hair, etc. The lack of people who have them astounds me. Water bottle. You could probably do that too. You know, 1,001 ways to use a water bottle. And then you sell your own branded fancy water bottles or something that you create for the site. Anyway, this is just one of them. This thread goes on forever. 20 products you recommend anyone buy. And then there's another one that says, what $100 item has the single greatest ability to increase the quality of life? Read this thread. And then there's more other ones, linked to other ones asking similar things. I'm telling you, spend some time on Reddit. If you ever get stuck for ideas on any topic, Reddit is bananas. The community is thriving. They're fast. They respond quick. They're kind of brutal, but hang out on Reddit. Do you think if you were stuck for an idea, what $100 item has the single greatest ability to increase the quality of life? You think from a thread like that with over 7,000 comments, you could come up with one good killer idea that no one is out there doing, and that you could take over a subsegment of the market. I mean, you could do this really, really easily in just a few examples that I just gave. And this last one, I know I'm getting ahead of where I was going to mention this, but since I already have the browser open and we're talking about it, we're just going to go to, this is the watch count I said on eBay. So if you pick any categories, this is what I said, it's like movers and shakers, top sellers, basically all the same things you can find on Amazon and other sites like that. But say we wanted to go into, let's just pick something random. Let's just go everything else. Let's see what's in the random category. We got lighters. So we got 5,000 sales and 1,700 people watching. All metal police stun gun. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Here's another one, a coffee mug that looks like prescription, which could go again with that same tea drinkers site. I mean, this is obviously popular. So there's a community out there for either tea or coffee drinkers that has rabid fans. I think we might even have mentioned them in week 1 of fans who are crazy about it. I was telling you about my friend who is a coffee fanatic where he has to know when it was brewed, how dark the roast was, what kind of grinder they used, or he won't drink it. Like full-on 100% coffee snob, knows everything about coffee. He would be one of the target market for something like this, or that tea mug with the tea bag holder. So come to this, you can easily get ideas. You know, if there's this many people who've bought it, this many people currently waiting to buy it, that tells you it's a pretty solid market that you may want to get into. So let's just do one more that's random. Not cell phones, not computers, not dolls. And let's go home and garden, see what happens. Maybe something cool pops up here. I'm trying to pick the most random thing. Okay, for almost 50,000 sales of LED lights with a remote to change colors. 10,000 people watching this. This is interesting. Because now I would research what type of market are the ones that's buying this. Is this something DJs do? People who do house parties? Why would you need a remote control LED lights? And why is it this popular? 50,000 is an insane amount of sales for something like this. Zero gravity chairs. That's interesting. And you're starting to drop off a little bit here, but these are some cool ideas. So just wanted to show you that. This is watchcount.com. Now we will go back to finish this presentation. So the next thing I want you to know, now that you've got all those people who've got it right, and you've got plenty of examples, now that you come up with your idea and the thing that you're going to do, I want you to start thinking about how you will be remembered. So when you're talking about your site and you try to pick your topic, your product, your idea, you got to be thinking someone should be able to tell their friends about your site or whatever it is in 30 seconds flat. If they really don't know what your site is about or what you do, then you haven't got it nailed down right. So, you know, if someone says, hey, have you seen the site Screwdrivers and Duct Tape? And they go, what the heck is it about? And I go, well, it's all about how you can basically fix everything with screwdrivers and duct tape. So it's showing you don't need a bunch of fancy tools to fix the most common things, everyday problems that most people have. You don't need those expensive $900 tool sets. And it's like, right on, cool site. I'll remember that forever. Or I freaking love science. You don't even really have to explain that one, and you got it. Or I want to punch someone in the throat. People I would like to punch in the throat kind of is one that's self-explanatory. So I need you to, once you've got your idea, your topic, your sub-segment, if you were to try to tell me what your site is about, can you do it in 30 seconds, in one sentence? If it takes you paragraph that says, well, my site is, I kind of show people some of the things that I do with marketing and online, and then I also, show kind of how to build lists, and you really can't explain it, then you haven't really nailed it. So find that one specific sentence. Yes, you can branch out later, as I showed you in some of the examples. Most all of them started out with one specific topic and then branched out. But you can see this for yourself. think right now of some of your most favorite sites, and I actually want you to throw them in the comments if you're here live. But think of some of your favorite websites right now, or just write it down to yourself. Most popular websites, the first ones that come to mind. And then think to yourself, why was it the first one that came to your mind? It was probably easy domain to remember. It probably has an easy topic. Would you be able to tell me in less than 10 words, if you can, write it in. Tell me in less than 10 words your favorite site and what it's about, or one that came to your mind. I bet you can do that pretty easily. You need to be able to do the same thing. So try it out. Think of your favorite site. Take a few minutes, a few seconds. Think of the first site that comes to your mind, and then if you were trying to tell me or your friend what it's about, see if you can do it in less than 10 words. And if some of them is the domain itself already self-explanatory, like I freaking love science or people I want to punch in the throat. That's what you're going to hope for. You want the exact same effect. You want to be able to tell your site in one sentence what it's about, and if the domain is simple enough, it can. Not all the time it is. Like tut.com, the domain doesn't really tell you what it's about, you know, because it used to be totally unique T-shirts. Well, now it's changed, but who cares? He's got the branding now. He's already got a following. So who cares? So I want you to see if you can do that. If you have your favorite sites, you want to throw them into the chat box. Oops, let's see if I can do that. And we'll come back to those. All right. So the next section, as we'll move on, is how will you monetize? So this is really, really simple. And we'll go through this. You know, like I said, I could go on listing this forever, but you saw enough examples now. But again, I just, like we mentioned in the beginning, this also works for internet marketing. It works for ebooks. It works for information products. It works for membership sites. It works for video courses. It works for everything that we do that you may already be experienced with. The same thing applies. I'm just trying to show you how to stand out and enjoy it. So it could be providing consulting service. You can monetize with ebooks, with Kindle, with Amazon, you can physical books. You can monetize your site with ad space, where once you get it popular, you can sell ad space on your site, or sell, if you build an email list, you can sell sponsored emails. Or if it's a video blog, you can sell link space on your YouTube videos, or ad revenue from YouTube videos, all that stuff. Or is it going to be merchandise, like all the items we showed you? Is it going to be your own merchandise? Is it going to be something you create or someone else's? Is it going to be a course, a book, something you put on Udemy, like an e-course? You can go on forever, but the question is, which one comes first? The order in which most people do this. I want you to remember this quote. Read it, remember it from now on. Save this, read it to yourself, find it online, put it as your screensaver. Don't find customers for your products. Find products for your customers. I'm going to read it again. Don't find customers for your product. Find products for your customers. I want to emphasize this so much because this is what a lot of failing people have done in this industry when they come to me for consulting. What they've done is they came up with an idea for a product, created this 10-module course that they spent 6 months on, and now they're trying to figure out, okay, now who do I sell it to? Who wants to buy this? And they're trying to find an audience, trying to drive traffic, and trying to figure out how the hell they're going to sell it. That's what most people do. They just go, hey, you know what, it'd be great if I can, get a product on blank. So I'm just going to start creating it. And then they create it and then hope it sells. And they did nothing else to even figure that out. And it's just time wasted. And they go, this whole laptop lifestyle stuff doesn't work. I created a product and no one bought it. And it's just crazy. So the way you should be doing it, the way we're going through this, like in week 1, find your audience, find your topic, understand where you're going to be going, see what people are already asking for, what they're already buying, what they're already spending money on, what they're already sharing, what they're already interested in. Then you find a product for them. So if you're like, I really love tea and I'm hanging out on tea forums and websites, And I see tons of people saying, man, I wish there was a better place to put my tea bag once I'm done. I need a holder or no drip or a napkin or something that I can do with the tea bag. Then you would go, huh, what if I created a mug that had a tea bag holder so your tea isn't over steeped and you just leave it in there, now it's too strong and you don't even enjoy it. Well, now I see that people are already asking for this, and now I'm going to find a product for them. And then you build your website, campaign, sales process, with however you want to get it set up. And we'll talk more about that later. You build everything around the product. You do it backwards. Don't just go out there, create something, and then go, all right, now I got this product, this course done, or whatever, this item created. Now who am I going to sell it to? Somebody's got to buy it, or this is going to be failing. So figure it out first. Do it in this way. Find out what they're already asking for and create that. Be the solution to their problem, not get something created and then try to hope that they want it and convince them why they need it. Give them something they've already told you they need, and reverse it. So that is what we got for week 2. So we're going to do a quick recap. So now you've got your broad topic from each one. Week 1, we want you to discover your subtopic. Find that one item, product, service, solution, passion, pain point that has the biggest appeal. What's that one subsegment? What's that? Is it a funny topic like gay rights and animal homosexuality, or is it a subsegment of people who are really fascinated with science, or is it a site like people I want to punch in the throat, so people who annoy you, a site about people who annoy you, or a site about what grinds your gears, so you just listing a bunch of things that you hate, or is it about getting inspiration through your own personal art, not worrying about selling it and trying to make money from your art, but just using it for doing your art that you love for yourself? What is your small pain point, passion point, or your appeal? Is it poker wives? Is it someone who has to live with someone who has an addiction or something like that? Then find out where they're hanging out. Are they sharing most of their stuff on Facebook pages? Are they hanging out on blogs? Are they hanging out on forums? Are they on Pinterest, Etsy? Where is your audience? Are they in local groups? What are they doing? Figure out what that thing is that you're going to give to them. Know your audience already, where they are, so then you don't have to worry about how you're going to sell it when we figure that out next week. And then write out your one-sentence summary of what it will be about. Tell me what your site, campaign, product, service thing is going to be about. What is it you're going to deliver? What experience is the user going to get from you in one sentence or less? Write that out, let me know what that is. And then next week we're going to talk about creating the product. If you're going to use an existing product, building a campaign around it, or creating one from scratch, depending on if you are going to create something on your own, whether it's an info product or physical product. We're going to go over how to get that created, how to maximize the profit so you make the most return on your time and efforts, and how to test it so that you're sure you have a winner, that so you're going to make money every time and never have a failing campaign. We're going to go over all of that next week. So I hope you enjoyed week 2 of the Kick-Ass No Excuses Bootcamp, and you got a lot out of this. And as always, just keep doing this. Follow through the process. Watch the video again. Take notes as you do it. Pause it if something doesn't make sense, or just keep doing it one at a time and researching it. The goal is to have fun with this, and you should be enjoying this at the same time. So hopefully you are, and you got a lot out of this, and see you in the next module. So right now, let's see if there's any questions. I can even get this to move properly. And we'll go to any questions in the Q&A if there are any, about anything we've covered either from this week or last week. get them open. All right. All right, so I think when someone was listing their favorite sites, there's one in here called Origami Boulder. Origami Boulder. So I know what origami is. I know what a boulder is. But if you can tell me what it is in 10 words or less, you can tell me what that is and why that was the first one that came to your mind. I'm just going to scroll and see if I find through the comments, if I find your answer, because someone else posted, a few more posted before you. Yes, this is being recorded. Hopefully we got a good recording, and we'll get the replay sent out if all goes well, hopefully. Okay, there it is. Remote control lights would be cool for roller skates. Yeah. The origami boulder you're saying is about guy wads up paper, writes story about it, sells it for a bunch of money. Is that really the story? That's interesting. Origami boulder. Well, I guess now that makes sense why it's an origami boulder. All right, not a lot of questions this time. If there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. A lot of comments, nothing questions. Any questions related to what we talked about here? He said he also makes fun of people who purchase the origami boulder. See, that's funny. That's, again, one of the novelty and humor angles. You know, reminds me of one that was selling back in the day. It was, it's like a novelty item that people keep on their desk. It says something like, and I'm just making this up. I know you've probably seen one because there's been lots of different spin-offs and ways to use it, but it's a book. It was selling on Amazon, bestseller, and it was something like all the things I understand about women or something like that. And it's a thick book, about 100-some pages, but all the pages are blank. So it's just like a humor gag gif you leave on the table, and it was something like that, something similar. So someone's making a ton of money selling a blank book. It's just a cover. I'd even said maybe it was like my journal or something. I can't remember what it was, but it just has a cover and a bunch of pages that are absolutely empty, and it's selling like crazy. I'll try to find that later and throw the numbers there if I can remember. Pet Rock, that's another one. Someone started out as a gag and it just takes off. But yeah, the origami boulder. Ball up a piece of paper and sell it and make fun of the people who buy it. Interesting. So there's all kinds of stuff out there that you can, if you have a humor side and can think a little crazy, you can have fun and end up using that to make a ton of money, like animal homosexual prevention. That was just funny to me. I'm going to keep coming back to that because that person's making a ton of money and now internet famous for putting a sticker on our animal's butthole. It's just funny. But yeah, I don't think that was it. Someone's been talking about the blank books that were being sold. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, you can just search blank book, and it said if I figure out what it was, because there's several different people who kind of copied it now, because it's funny. You know, and how much does it cost to really build a campaign and sell a blank book, right? That's like littlest investment ever. So you can do something like that. So I want you to go out, find your idea, and again, if you're fighting and resisting doing something fun or passionate and you want to do internet marketing and you want to do how to drive traffic or list building or YouTube marketing or social media marketing, how to make money with Facebook pages or any of that stuff, then, as I said, you might want to be in really simple launches, and you can go to coachlikes.com/secret video and find all the information you want on that. But because I said I taught that so many times and had plenty of success, and you can see the testimonials on the testimonials page of all the students who come out of that course and have done amazing things. But But I wanted this to be a little bit different so you don't get stuck feeling like that's the only options you have. You've got plenty of options. You can do this business and have fun at the same time, and that's what I want for you. So thank you for hanging in with me this long, as people have stayed all the way to the end. I hopefully you got some great ideas and you writing this and actually taking action on it, and narrow down your topic, and you've already got some good product ideas that you're either going to sell or have created, which we'll talk about next week. And you've got your one-sentence summary on what yours is going to be about. That would be awesome if someone actually pursued screwdrivers and duct tape or made the name a little better. I think that's a really good niche, honestly. I'm writing that one down. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and no more questions. We will see you all next week in Module 3. Enjoy the rest of your day.